one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. This gotta mean something to you. It gotta mean something. Everything you got. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2 3. 1 2 3. Finish.
Cashing in, say, the way Liv did, well, that's like winning the lottery, isn't it? And I don't need to win the lottery because I work my ass off every week for a paycheck.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know, there's these 2 words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps because they know. They know what happens next. So without further ado, free smoke. Look, scared cause I'm drowning in silence with bad thoughts. These days I don't have nothing to say, man, the bag talks. I put in headphones on my driver. Pull up to the spot and give a good dick and Godiva. I can't lie, I'm uninspired. No more pillow talking about nonsense. I only stick around to put some band-aids on my conscience. I don't know why I feel so bad, nigga. That's what we do, no foundation. We don't build no more, we just screw. Half a bottle of Henny, girl, I'm going with the wind. The same niggas say they happy for me, ain't want me to win. So I'm done on my friends. Don't need help popping Coronas and reminiscing. I just call up Big Bro J and say it's time for venting. If I live forever, I hold this hate for some centuries. You don't know how much I have you doing what it meant to me, but motherfuck all that. I don't even offer up the time to make the call back. Stupid Lodo, if they don't get the picture now, man, I crop them out of the photo. I can't relate to my peers. Been doing this shit for years. I'm motivated by fears. I took the wheel and I steer. My sound not dictated by fuck boys in Atlanta. Stay gifted like this album was ghost written by Santa Bars forever, like they decided to throw me under Slammer. Every song's a hit like they picture me underhanders. I could drop 1,000,000 songs, but they never gon' understand us. Soapbox sermons for niggas never giving chances. Fight our whole lives to get these weak ass advances. Work twice as hard for the shit that they getting handed. And this ain't even nothing we chose, nigga, we branded. Still can't tell why all of these niggas mad at me. I'm trying to get 100 so I can put my team on salary. Give it all to the art, man, I turn my life to a gallery. Man, damn, what a fucked up masterpiece. 1,100 shots and I swear, man, I felt them all. If we ain't even good on our blocks, man, who can we call? Pre-decline state of mind, we broke crabs in the barrel. Got us fighting our folk, man, this shit just a life of peril.
You don't understand what's happening here. I'm in God mode nowadays, son. I'm the tribal chief, I'm the head of your table. I'm the provider around here, huh? I'm the greatest of this generation, no questions asked. I'm the greatest universal champion of all time, which makes me the greatest to ever do this.
Yo! Welcome to Wrestling with Saint, man. Welcome back to Wrestling with Saint. Actually, give me a sec. That is much better. I had to raise the microphone. Now, we got a lot to talk about. Gotta get this SummerSlam. I would have had this SummerSlam thing out of the way, but I had to work back-to-back days right after SummerSlam. Before we get into SummerSlam, though, and I got a lot of thoughts on SummerSlam, we gotta talk about this Alabama Riverboat Brawl. My God. Some of the best. I mean, it just made my heart sing seeing those African-American brothers and sisters come together. I mean, my goodness. This was like some of the best wrestling I've ever seen. Some of the best televised. This is some of the best entertainment I can possibly remember seeing in recent memory. So the video start off with a black security guard informing a white guy, listen, you need to move your boat because a boat is about to dock, so we need that space for that boat. So we need you to move your boat. Some way or another, they didn't move the boat, and a group of white, redneck, right racists come over, and they begin to jump. And this all happened in Montgomery, Alabama. I heard they call it Merck, Alabama. But somehow, these rednecks, these that's what a lot of people keep calling them. I'm going to call them what I believe they are. These racists decide to jumped this security guard for doing his job. Before the security guard get jumped on, I encourage you to go watch this video. Alabama River Boat Brawl. Hell, you could probably just type in Alabama Brawl at this point. Go watch the video. It is some highlights in this video. It is some legends in this video that will live on in Black history forever. Listen, when this man, this black security guard, he knew what was about to happen. He knew that these racist white people was off their shit, and he knew he was about to have to defend himself against. He didn't wake up thinking this was going to happen today, but when he was in the situation, he said to himself, I'm in this situation. And all he thought to himself was, it's enough black people in this area where somebody is going to come have my back. So he took his hat off and he threw up the SOS. If you don't know what I am talking about right now, go watch Bobby Schmurder's video where he caught a body about a week ago and threw up his hat. All right. That's very similar to what my guy, the security guard who was doing his job, did. And before you know it, for one, give it up for Black Aquaman, who hopped off the boat, swam to shore, and gave a man a rock bottom. And gave him a couple pieces. Like, come on, man. Come on. Shout out to Black Aquaman. I really don't even like calling him Black Aquaman because I want to give him a more fitting name. Okay? A name of a king. Not nothing related to a white man. Giving him a name fitting of a black king. All right? When I come to think of it, I will get back to it. But for right now, they keep calling him Black Michael Phelps. I don't like none of that. All right? Call him King. I can't think of nothing right now. I can't think of nothing water-based right now, but he is him. All right? Call him him. Because he hopped off that boat. And this is why black people, you got to learn how to swim. I know how to swim. I can swim very good. This is why you got to learn how to swim, because you just never know when this come into play. My man, and if you a swimmer, you know how tiring it is to swim, try to swim at full speed to get to somewhere, especially if it's like a current or anything of resistance. And then you got on clothes. You got to pull yourself up to have the energy to then go in and say, I woke up this morning to do two things: swim and knock motherfuckers out. And I done already had my swim for the day. My goodness. Hey, shout out to that guy, man. Shout out to him. Capital H, capital I, capital M. Shout out to him. My goodness, man. My goodness. That's the definition of stay ready, ain't gotta get ready. That young brother was born ready. I heard that he's 16 years old. I'm gonna do more research, and I'm gonna definitely make a slide for that brother. The way I make these legend slides, because that's basically what I call them for legendary athletes, when you might hear a quote before the video, these are legend slides. That young brother is getting a slide. Another person getting a slide. And listen, the cops didn't even want to arrest nobody in this video. At least none of the black people. You could tell they knew what was going on. They had to arrest the old dude, man. This man, he took a chair, clocked this one guy upside it, and they all deserved it. But then a woman who was already getting her ass whooped and she was down, he came out of nowhere and gave her 1-2. He said, equal rights, equal fights, bitch. He said, you can get it too. He said, I knocked him out and I knocked your ass out too with this chair. They had to arrest him. They said, oh, bro, this is on camera. We have to act like we have to arrest you, bro. I saw somebody say he definitely catching a felony. He is not catching a felony. Possible misdemeanor. I don't think them white people gonna press charges. Because if they press charges, then you know they're gonna have charges pressed on them for what they did. However, you have to go watch the video. I couldn't even begin to get. And then it's so funny how the racists, they jump one person and just like a coward, because racists are a bunch of cowards, they try to walk away. And as God would have it, those black men say, oh, no. This is not the type of game we playing. This is not a turn the other cheek like a coon Marlon Wayans would have you suggest. or Terry Crews, what have you. No. We ain't them type of people. This ain't Marlon Wayans and Terry Crews walking. Oh, that's okay, brother. You can jump our elders and we gonna let you. No. Bring that ass here, boy. Them white people got everything they deserve. When you want to be racist, when you choose to be racist, this is what happens. Listen, I don't feel bad for things like this. You don't think black people tired of this shit? And just shout out to every single black person in that video. If I were rich, I would pay for all of you to get out. Because to see black people come together like that. Some people out there saying, oh, they always so violent. Hey, what do you think of those racist white people in the beginning who chose to jump a man for doing his job? But of course, you the same people are going to say, why everything got to be about race? You think that they would have jumped the older white man telling them to move their vehicle? Interesting. Anyways, shout out to all those black people in the video. You are heroes, kings and queens and princesses and princes, like greatness. You were there. You lived a moment. We will never forget this moment, August 5th in Montgomery, Alabama. Do you know how much racism is tied to Alabama? Do you know how much historical racism that you can encounter just through the history of Alabama? For this to now be something that people from Montgomery, Alabama, and worldwide, I believe, will remember every year on August 5th. Greatness. Greatness. Oh, man. Shout out to everybody in that. The chair. The dudes who was walking out like the Nation of Domination on the dudes. The one coward racist who jumped in the water instead of helping his homeboy take that ass whooping that they just tried to deliver to another older man. To the older gentleman who was doing his job and got jumped. Shout out to you, big brother, for throwing up the SOS. I wish we could all meet at a Golden Corral and just celebrate this accomplishment. These boys showed up. These men and women. These black men and women showed out like the Avengers at the end of that Avengers movie. They showed out like the neighborhood of the Glen. And they cloned Tyrone, which I have seen that movie now. I'm going to talk about it in a future video. But just my heart sang. My heart sang. It smiled. My people. Oh, I love being black. But with that being said, we have to get into SummerSlam. So, it was a good card. We had Logan Paul taking on Ricochet to start the night. Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes would follow that. A SummerSlam Battle Royal followed that. Shayna Baszler taking on Ronda Rousey followed that. Drew taking on Gunther followed that. Charlotte, Bianca, Asuka followed that. And obviously to close out the night, it would be Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. So let's get into it. To start off the night, Logan Paul and Ricochet probably had the best match of the night, in my opinion, up until a certain other match that I'll get into later on. This was a phenomenal match. Now, I knew it was going to be a good match because Logan Paul is just amazing. But my only problem was that I knew the match would start off as like some gymnastics type competition, more so than a wrestling competition. That's just how some of these things work when you have two people like that in the ring. But it did eventually settle down and become a wrestling competition. You had a lot of good spots in this match. One of them not being that hideous spine buster that Ricochet delivered. Listen, bro, when you deliver a spine buster, you got to do it with some flair. You got to, you know what I'm saying? Like, go look at Triple H's Rainbow Spine Buster, bro. Go look at Batista's Spine Buster, bro. Go look at The Rock's Spine Buster and how he pop up and hit you with the University of Miami U. Like, go look at the good spine busters, bro. It is a lot of great spine busters out there. Go look at some of the best ones, because I feel like everybody should be doing a spine buster. But just make it look beautiful when you do it. That is a move that I need to see performed at its optimal level every single time it is performed. Nonetheless, you had a nice little Spanish fly on the outside of the ring. They love doing that move to each other. it was a lot of great moves in this match. Like I said, it was a bit of a gymnastics competition type of feel to it early on. But once they started settling down and, you know, the storytelling and all that other type of stuff took over, it became a better match. Now, obviously, you know, Logan wanted to win this match so that Samantha Irvin, who is Ricochet's fiance, would have to announce him as a winner and her husband as a loser. Which, you know, shout out to Logan Paul for wanting to do that. But Logan, she is already used to that, my guy. Ricochet is a loser. He lose, and I don't even call him Ricochet. I call him Rick. Let me enter my heel hating phase, bro. Ricochet don't deserve Samantha. She too good for him. She's not a loser. He is. Listen, for one, I know some people might not have watched me before. You gotta I really don't like doing this. I really wish that you watch me so I don't have to do this, but I will do this. I have no problem with Ricochet and Samantha in reality. I love them. As a heel on my show, I hate Ricochet because I need Samantha in my life. So with that being said, fuck Ricochet. Fuck Rick. He used to losing. Samantha should be used to announcing the other person who he was fighting winning at this point in time, bro. This is what Ricky does. He loses. And so when he lost to Logan Paul tonight, when he got knocked out cold with some brass knuckles. I mean, it's already one thing when you get knocked out by Logan Paul without the brass knuckles. But then you get knocked out with brass knuckles. I mean, it's just, you know, you waking up in a couple days. It was a lot of big spots in this match. So I do encourage you to go back and watch this match. I don't want to ruin every single big moment in this match. I already told you the ending of the match. I already told you one of the big match, a spine buster spot, a Spanish fly spot. But it was a lot more big spots in this match. This was and Logan Paul fought first because his brother was fighting Nate Diaz that night. Or Nick Diaz, one of the Diaz brothers. But go back and watch this fight. This was a great fight. I'm happy Logan Paul won it for the simple. Now, before I get into why I'm happy he won. Well, actually, before I even get into that, shout out to Logan Paul. This dude is beyond his years, bro. Ahead of his years. Like, you don't expect for somebody who really couldn't put the type of time that fans believe you got to be able to put in to be great at wrestling. For Logan Paul to have just came into wrestling, 3 years ago, maybe when he first did his first show, to be this great already, unbelievable. I understand, you know, you got that section of wrestling fans that's just, oh, he don't deserve to be here. He taking a spot from somebody more deserving. Bro, I done said it multiple times. This term of deserving and shit like this, that is such a overused and abused phrase, bro. You deserve what you work for. You might not get it at the same time as Logan. And not to mention, bro, the people who y'all want to have these spots just don't put their asses and seats and eyes on the screen the way Logan Paul can. So y'all just got to deal with that, bro. Dead ass. I'm really sick and tired of having to explain this to y'all, bro. Anyways, Logan Paul is phenomenal, bro. For a dude, you know, fans always bitch about the deserving this and that part, but they also do that a lot of bitching about, oh, this dude don't belong here, she don't belong. Listen, they've been doing that to Ronda Rousey for the past decade, it feel like. Shout out to Logan Paul. He clearly belonged here. He clearly loved this. It's clearly a passion of his. Every time he go out there, he is trying to make wrestling look great. He has not cheated the WWE. He is not one of them dudes who taken from the WWE and giving nothing back. What he is giving back is his hard work every time he go out there and put on a spectacle the way he do. Every time he done been in the ring and had given a good spot. Now, before I get into why I'm happy that he won this match, I saw a lot of tweets, you know, and obviously I know the conversation. The people who don't like that Logan Paul beat Ricochet, oh, this is one of Triple H's guys. And I done seen people more so go from, they don't like the way, it's still those people out there who just don't like the booking of Triple H, like me. But it is a group of people out there who don't like Triple H not having their favorite person. It's the same shit they did with Vince McMahon. If your favorite wrestler don't win, you're not happy. Ricochet is not even y'all favorite wrestler. Y'all just saying this because y'all feel like Ricochet is there every week, so you feel like he should have gotten this win over Logan Paul. The Miz took a L to Logan Paul. Well, he worked just as hard as Ricochet. Like, I'm so confused how this logic of y'all stay swimming around in y'all head long enough for y'all to actually get this thought out. Like, it's crazy to me. But I do understand that there are other Triple H favorites that some people might not be a big fan of that keep getting opportunities. And that might be fatiguing you and making you think, well, Logan Paul is somebody who I should take my anger out on because he's the easiest target because he's not a wrestler. But if you hate all the people who Triple H continues to give opportunities to, or the people who you think Triple H hold up on a high pedestal, the one you shouldn't be mad about is Logan Paul. Because I would make an argument, if you look at all of Triple H's guys and girls, Logan Paul is probably the best one at this moment as far as what he does when he goes out there. And I'm going to just be a band with you, and it's going to be a lot of people who not going to like what I'm finna say. Logan Paul is better in the ring than, y'all really not going. Liv Morgan is not nowhere near as good in the ring as Logan Paul right now. Neither is Raquel. And how long have they been wrestling? And they can't put together a match with like what Logan Paul keep putting together. I could argue Logan Paul, every match he done had in the WWE so far is better than every match Liv Morgan and Raquel done had. Here's the thing. A lot of y'all don't like Raquel. A lot of y'all love Liv. I see no difference in either of the two. Y'all worldwide hate Logan Paul. He better than both of them. And he will put an ass in the seat quicker than those two will. It's not just about appeasing a wrestling fan. It's also about growing the audience. Those two women, I'm not dissing on them or nothing like that. But it's very clear to me, because Triple H liked those two, they done had a rocket attached to their ass. Well, you think that he liked Logan Paul also and had a rocket attached to his ass. The difference, Logan Paul is putting up numbers in these matches. Logan Paul putting up great matches. Logan Paul is not just being written into wins and whatnot. He take L's and make them look good. So I'm just confused by some of the hatred towards Logan Paul. That's all I'm saying. But Logan Paul did get the win, and the reason I'm happy he got the win now is because Ricochet lose a lot. Listen, the WWE, if they want to get Ricochet over, they can get Ricochet over. If they want him to become a champion eventually, they can tie a rocket to his ass and have him beat a whole bunch of people who we didn't think he could beat at first. Ricochet don't come out of this looking worse or bad. To be honest with you, both of them look good in this spot, and I can make an argument. This is Ricochet's best match since he done been in the WWE because it's the one that you will remember. And isn't that what you really want to create as a wrestler? Memories that people won't forget. I couldn't tell. Obviously, I could tell you a whole bunch of Ricochet matches since he's been in WWE. However, can any of them just pop up off the top of your head? And I know it's a recency bias, but this is a phenomenal match. I'll give you an example. You remember his spots with Logan Paul before this match? The one at the Rumble. So to me, this is exactly what was supposed to happen. Ricochet come out of this looking bigger than he did going into it because of the star appeal of a Logan Paul. And Logan Paul gained more experience coming out of this than he did before going in. It was a win-win. To be honest with you, if you really want to be honest, this might have been the only win-win of the whole night. If I'm being completely honest, I don't know how to feel about the main event yet, but I'll get to it. But this, to me, was the only win-win because the next match was not a win-win to me. Now, one of the other reasons I'm getting sick and tired of hearing y'all tell me about how much y'all don't like Logan Paul is because I want the women to know that I was not attacking Liv and Raquel. Because I will now make an argument. If y'all wasn't such Cody Rhodes dick riders, he don't put on great matches. The people in the matches with him might do great. But that Cody Rhodes Brock Lesnar match did nothing for me. The Logan Paul match was better than that match. I can make an argument Logan Paul don't put on a couple matches better than these last couple Cody Rhodes matches. But it's because of how they make you feel. See, I'm unbiased. Obviously, I got my favorites, but I'm unbiased. So I can clearly see the rocket that's attached to Cody Rhodes' ass right now. Cody Rhodes don't feel no different to me than he felt before he left the WWE. Then when he was in AEW. Then when he left AEW and came back. This is the same Cody Rhodes in my opinion. New color hair, nice fancy coat, new catchy theme song, does nothing for me. This is the exact same guy to me. A mid-card guy with a rocket attached to his ass, much like Liv Morgan, and being shot to the top of the roster. Listen, I have no problem with Cody Rhodes winning this match because I knew Cody Rhodes would win this match. Am I irritated that Cody Rhodes can't pick up a clean win over Brock Lesnar in a sense of him just going out there and winning? And I'm also back. What is the rules in this match? Because Cody Rhodes used steps in this match and didn't get disqualified. But there was a count out. There was a rope break. I don't understand what was happening in this match. But it felt like it was the Cody Rhodes rules. But nonetheless, I don't care about Cody Rhodes winning. They clearly done attached the rocket to his ass and he is being shot to the moon. What I care about is why destroy Brock Lesnar in the hunt to put Cody Rhodes over. Because Cody Rhodes feel exactly how he felt before this match, in my opinion. And you know, the difference between how fans feel about forced is so funny to me because you thought they was forcing Roman Reigns down your throat when you didn't like him. But you like Cody Rhodes, so you don't feel like he being forced down your throat when this literally is a Roman Reigns type of playbook when Roman was a babyface. And Roman could never beat Brock. Cody Rhodes beat him 2 times. Real quick, real smooth. I'm just and you know, another thing is I heard somebody say the other day Cody Rhodes is the perfect old school wrestler. I agree, but I don't mean perfect as in, oh, he's just the perfect he fight like an old school wrestler, bro. A lot of chokeholds, a lot of, you know, a lot of slow moments throughout the match. I hate that the kick that he do off the top rope is just get uglier and uglier by the day. And this crossroads that he do 3 times where it just started to look sloppy. It just clearly a rocket is attached to Cody's ass, but that's just something you're just gonna have to deal with. That's why I don't watch too much of Raw. The Brock Lesnar one is the problem to me. I don't understand why. What has happened to Brock Lesnar? Like this dude is not Brock Lesnar, bro. Maybe Brock done made the decision he don't want to be a heel or a tough type of dude anymore. But bro, this watered down Brock Lesnar that we getting right now, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this Brock Lesnar is. This, and I'm not even saying he can't be funny and all these type. I just don't know what this Brock Lesnar is, and I'm not entertained by it. I'm happy this match was second. A lot of people didn't want to see a couple matches on this card. It was only 2 matches I didn't have much care to see on this card, and it was the next 2 I'm talking about, this one and the next one. But yeah, Cody ended up winning this match. Listen, bro, Cody was always headed in the same direction. So I never listen, they could have ended it. My homeboy turned off the thing because he don't like Cody Rhodes, and he definitely didn't want to see Cody lose to Brock, but I told him that was going to happen. So that's where he stopped watching. But I continued to watch. And next was the SummerSlam Battle Royal. Now, this actually did irritate the hell out of me. And it didn't at first because I knew LA Knight was going to win it. They wasn't going to keep pulling these bait and switches where you think LA Knight going to win and then he just ended up losing. I knew they wasn't going to do that. So it's not even the fact that LA Knight won that get on my nerves. And I understand there's people out there who don't like that LA Knight won. For those people, what I would have to tell you is you just have to understand that the majority of the wrestling fans are white people. You can be as minimal a talent in the wrestling company when you are white, and you will get over, bro. It's just how it goes. And so LA Knight to me is not really nothing special. When he was Eli Drake, the thing that I liked about him was he talked. He was great at talking. He great at talking now. I'm not somebody who is a one-trick pony. just being a good wrestler, just being a good talker, just doing this. I would like to see people put a lot together, but listen, I already knew what was happening with LA Knight, just like I knew what was happening with Cody. When the majority of the universe like you, the WWE universe that is, you getting your shot to the moon. The only times that don't really happen is for black wrestlers. Now, you might deny it. You might not want to hear that. But it's a reason Shelton Benjamin is not held on that same pedestal and don't have the same level of accolades as some of these other less talented white wrestlers. That's just how we go. Cody Rhodes can't hold a candle to Shelton Benjamin. But you see what happened to him after he left, came back, and now all the WWE Universe love him. Ronda Rousey told y'all a while ago, anytime somebody fall off, it's because of how you treated them. And y'all booed her for it. But we're going to talk about Ronda later. I knew LA Knight was going to win. And I know it's people out there who not happy about it. Like I said before, until the greater majority of the universe don't like him, you're just going to have to put up with a meteoric rise for the moment. That's just what it's going to be. My problem with this battle royal, however, was not LA Knight. I did not care about that. I knew he was winning. I could care less about that. It's this Omos shit that they keep pulling, man. Triple H is really pissing me the fuck off with this Omos. Bro, why do you keep booking him the same way? You are not, bro, you literally are stunting his growth, bro. Yeah, bro, I'm confused as to how, and shout out to Omos for not quitting. I'm a big advocate of not walking around bitching and complaining and all that all the time. I would have no problem with Omos bitching and complaining right now. Because why am I being booked the exact same way every pay-per-view, every Monday that since Triple H done took over? It's no real growth for me. I beat up nobodies, then I lose at the pay-per-view to a better wrestler who I'm never going to pick up a win over, apparently. Every time I'm in a Royal Rumble, you have me take out like 5, 6, 7 dudes, and then everybody in the Rumble team up on me and take me out the same way. Every single time. Nothing has changed. Why? Why continue to book this man like that? Why continue to do him like this? But I don't hear a bunch of white fans going to the table battling for Omos. Why continue to book this dude like this every single fucking pay-per-view? Every single fucking Monday? Doesn't make sense to me. And because of that, I was uninterested in this SummerSlam Battle Royal. Completely. The next match was Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. And it is so rare that I watch a WWE pay-per-view and I don't like multiple matches. I did not like the Brock Cody match. I did not like the SummerSlam pay-per-view match. And I did not like this match. And I did not like this match not because of what the match was. But I really wish they had have leaned into the MMA rules. Because this is not an MMA rules match. If a knockout happened in MMA rules, soon as that person is knocked out and hit the floor from the kick, from the knee, the fight is over. You don't keep going. So that right there tell you it's not MMA rules. My biggest problem was not how you tried this fight, though, and the half-assing of the rules. It's the crowd being so fucking irritating. I do not understand this hatred for Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey has not done anything wrong since she showed up. Nothing. Ronda Rousey has not been given any more opportunities than Cody Rhodes has been given when he showed up. Not to mention, Ronda Rousey took the title off of somebody who y'all did not like, in a Charlotte Flair. And that's what's continuing to piss me off. Because the way y'all judge these women wrestlers is just completely fucked. Charlotte Flair is the greatest women's wrestler to ever exist. Yet y'all treat her like she is a celebrity, constantly coming in fucking y'all shit up. She done put time into the game. She shouldn't still have to be arguing about that. She shouldn't still be trying to get respect. She shouldn't still be trying to gain favoritism or having to explain why she is getting what she is getting. But for some reason, you treat her no different than you treat Ronda Rousey. Oh, they just taking everything from these other wrestlers. And it'll get to a point where they start to do that to Becky Lynch. They already had did it one point in time, but they'll do it again. They started to do it to Bianca. Because these women can't work hard and stay on top. It's always got to be a lesser than woman that dethrone them. And I would love to say it's just that loser mentality in y'all, but it's not. Because y'all might have started to get fatigued with Roman Reigns' reign, but it's still a shit ton of people out there who don't want him to lose. The way y'all boo Bianca at times because y'all wanted her to lose finally. The way you boo Becky because you wanted her to finally lose. Or Bayley or Sasha or Charlotte is disgusting. The way you choose to give them nothing throughout their fights at times. But you so up in... Y'all cheered for the Brock and Cody match, and that was nowhere near as good of a match as the match I'm going to get to in a minute. And it was... But you give them everything. But you couldn't have done that for Ronda Rousey and Shayna. What's the problem with Shayna? Because she been busting her ass for years in the WWE. And you continue to tell me that Ronda haven't. Ronda came from the UFC, could have retired, and came straight to the WWE. And has been in the WWE since. Been working her ass off since. Busting her ass since. Yet, because fans feel as though they've been watching for so long, they have some type of holier than thou opinion, she not worthy. It's very disgusting when the fans get so entitled, and Triple H and the company back it by saying, oh, it's all about the fans, to when this stuff like this happens. You say, I didn't understand the rules in this match, Saint. That's why I didn't cheer. You didn't understand the rules in that Brock Lesnar Cody Rhodes match either. And that didn't stop you from cheering in. I see wrestlers all the time, male wrestlers who hurt people. And y'all will be quick to say, oh, it was an accident, it was an accident, it was an accident. But y'all constantly went at Nia Jax when she accidentally hurt people. It's just the way y'all do the women wrestlers, it just baffles me. Especially when you consider some of these women wrestlers have more talent in one finger than most of these male wrestlers have in their entire bodies. Nonetheless, I did like the match between Ronda and Shayna. However, I did not like the ending because Ronda Rousey never tapped out and never was put to sleep in UFC. So far be it for me to have to now be believe. And I understand Ronda loves Shayna. They is best friends in real life or whatever. That is not how I would have booked that match. If you wanted Shayna to win this match because Ronda might be leaving or something like that, which I'm really disappointed that the fans have shown her such disrespect that's where it's come to for Ronda. On most times she'd rather just get away from it. And some people would say that it's running away, but what I would say it is called is protecting her mental health from a bunch of monsters. And fans never want to see themselves as such, but that's exactly what you are. But I would have much preferred Shayna knocking Ronda out if that's how they was going to go. Because my problem's not Shayna winning. Knowing that these two is friends in real life, Ronda was always going to put Shayna over. I just don't feel like this story was given the proper time that it should have been given. It was rushed. It was basically a 2-month story or 1-month story, really. But I do prefer that this would have been a knockout rather than a submission, because being put to sleep is still a submission. And I don't like that for Ronda, because Ronda's image is, yeah, she done been knocked out, but she ain't never been tapped out. She ain't never been put to sleep. She ain't never had a bone broken to where she had to stop competing. So I would have liked to see that mystique kept on her, seeing as how John Cena never, you know what I'm saying? But whatever. The next match was Gunther and Drew McIntyre. Now, this is probably the third best match of the night for me. This was more of a lighter version of matches they've had in the past, because they have fought a couple times at this point. But it was a Drew McIntyre Gunther match, bro. This is the exact match that you done seen them have multiple times. I wouldn't even say that this one was kicked up to 11 this time. This was a pretty tame one compared to some of the matches they've had in the past. But, you know, big spots everywhere. One of the things that shocked me was Gunther jumped out of out of the Claymore. That was shocking. But the ending of this match was good. The one thing I will continue to say, Gunther's finisher don't really look that great when he do it against bigger guys. Not to mention, Gunther is not like some, physical marvel. So he clearly is tired at the end of some of these matches, and to have him try to do that power bomb, I just think this is one of the reasons I don't like seeing people do it, because a Batista bomb should look like a Batista bomb. What Gunther do just don't look that devastating, especially after a long match to a dude as big as Drew McIntyre. But Gunther did end up winning this match. He was 30 days away from passing, I think, the Honky Tonk Man or some shit like that. So you knew they weren't having him lose this match, but it was a great match. The next match was Seth Rollins taking on Finn Balor. Okay, so it's very hard to enjoy this match when so much. Okay, so it was a good match, right? But towards the end of the match, you had Judgment Day come out. But it was almost as if it just something in me said Judgment Day is not gonna do what they need to do to get Buddy to win, and they didn't. But it was a point in this match where it was basically Finn talking to Damian Priest, and Damian Priest saying like, "Bro, Plan A didn't work. We're going to Plan B," which I was imagining was jumping Seth to let Damian cash in. But Finn didn't want to do that. So then eventually he threw the briefcase into the ring. Finn ended up looking at the briefcase, but instead of picking it up and immediately trying to use it, he get curb stomped on it. And he looked at Damian Priest like Damian Priest was the problem. And Damian Priest, shout out to Damian Priest, with one of the best cold stares you will see. Just like one of the best I'm so annoyed looks I've ever seen. And my problem with this is I just don't understand what Triple H is doing with this team, bro. It's times where the Judgment Day looks smart, brilliant, dominant, and it's just these times where they look like fucking morons. And my biggest problem, as you wouldn't even believe, is not even the just complete buffoonery that happened tonight. My problem is that Rhea Ripley came out and she wasn't even competing on this damn show, bro. Now, I want you to remember that. But the Judgment Day, they got to be headed towards a breakup. That's all I can imagine at this point, because this is just goofy. They don't even do shit that other teams do when they really fuck with each other. Like the New Day would have cost the dude who was fighting the belt in order to make sure that one of them ended up with that title that night. That's how great the New Day were. That's not what this Judgment Day is, clearly. So, you know what I'm saying? If you're not going to take the Judgment Day to that type of extremes when they done been together this long, we never going to get there. So let's just end this shit now. But after that match, the best match of the night, in my opinion, happened next. And that was Charlotte, Bianca, Asuka. Now, I was kind of irritated with the crowd because this crowd, once again, chose not to really be too excited for this match because it wasn't a bunch of men out there fighting. So, you know what I'm saying? And women, people be thinking that I'm talking to men. Bro, it's women in them crowds too not saying shit. So, you know. This was a phenomenal match. And obviously, when I talk to you about the best match of the night, in my opinion, I don't do too much of the spoiling because I would prefer you go watch the match. But what you need to know was this was a fucking match, bro. Charlotte is the GOAT. Bianca is next up. And Asuka is just a marvel. Bianca ended up winning this match. And I popped when she won this match because this was a well-earned match. And I did not think she was winning this match. So I popped. And as quick as I popped was as quick as I dropped. Because Io Sky came in and cashed in the Money in the Bank with the help of Bayley to win the championship. Now, my problem is not Io Sky winning it. And I remember saying this is exactly why I hate Money in the Bank. Because shit like this happened. After a phenomenal match like this, they could just be ruined by the Money in the Bank. But that's not my problem with this. My problem is, why would Io cash in on Bianca? Why would Io not cash in on the person who ain't got shit going on for him right now in Rhea Ripley? This is what's pissing me off about Triple H, bruh. He playing hot potato with this other title, but Rhea Ripley been sitting on the title, not having any real defenses, not having a story going, and I said it when she beat Charlotte at the time. This is a mistake if you don't take her out of Judgment Day, because you just gonna keep her in there to protect her from Judgment Day, knowing good and damn well she is not ready to be a champion because she's not ready to carry a division. But you letting the crowd dictate what you do so they don't say that you like Vince McMahon. To be honest with you, WWE's product declining, in my opinion, has been a big part of Triple H, but nobody want to say it because he like a lot of y'all favorite people, and he putting a lot of y'all favorite people on the top. Instead of you being a real wrestling fan wanting shit to go the best as what they used to say is best for business, y'all care about y'all feelings and who y'all like being treated fairly, who y'all like getting an opportunity, people who never been at the top being able to go to the top. And that is exactly why this show felt like a lower tier SummerSlam. Rhea Ripley should not have not been on this card defending her title. That made no sense. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn should not have not been on SummerSlam defending their titles. What is the purpose of having a SummerSlam Battle Royal just to put LA Knight over when you could be defending two different championships on this card? Rhea Ripley has legitimately got nothing going on for her right now, but Charlotte and Bianca do. But you convolute that story even more now because you decide to put Io over here rather than have her cashing in on Rhea Ripley. Triple H is so fucking irritating, bro. I cannot even. This is why I have watched less and less wrestling. The last match of the night. Tribal Combat, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso. Roman ended up winning. Jimmy ended up coming back and turning on Jey Uso. I'm going to be honest with y'all. The way Triple H do these women just pisses me the fuck off. You can keep acting like Triple H give a damn about women's wrestling. He clearly don't. Because you don't ruin something like Bianca, Charlotte, and that Asuka, what they got going on, to just for no fucking reason convolute that story by throwing Io in it. When Rhea has nothing going on. That was SummerSlam. I did not enjoy it. I enjoyed two matches. The one match that I enjoyed the most, I ended up not liking it towards the end because of the dumbass decision made by Triple H. That is SummerSlam. Go check it out for yourself. You definitely need to check out that triple threat between those women and the first match of the night. If I had to rate it on a scale from a 1 to a 10 because of those two matches, I'll give it a 2. The who had the best dress of the night was Charlotte Flair. That all red get up she had was unbelievable. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them. I appreciate y'all for joining me. Like, subscribe, share. Saint out.
I got the moves like hot sauce. Lil' mama taking the top off. I'm laying down getting topped off. After this, she know she getting knocked off. I know she loving the money, so I keep on thumbing and thumbing. She say she horny when she taking shots, so I keep them coming and coming. Now I'm putting dick in her tummy. Scoop her up like I'm raking or something. You would think shawty red track, the way that she running and running. You getting dumber and dumber. You out here chasing the bone. After she finished from giving me dome, the Uber is taking her home. Tight.